So Canadians spend a lot of money on groceries. In fact, a family of 4 will spend on average more than $1,300 a month on groceries. So it's no surprise that the groceries category is the most important category in a credit card. And because grocery prices in Canada is expected to rise, you want to make sure that you get a credit card that has high rewards for groceries. You know, to help you save some money on groceries. And on top of that, paired with a gift card hack, a trick credit card companies don't want you to know about. But I'm telling you this because it can potentially save you even more money, not just groceries. For example, gas, Netflix, Disney Plus, OnlyFans.
What did he say?
I'm kidding, I don't think any grocery store sells only gift cards. Wait, do they even have gift cards? So in this video, I'm gonna go over some of the best grocery credit cards in Canada. We're gonna be starting off with the entry level credit cards, so we're gonna work our way up to the higher tiers. And because the groceries category is so important, as soon as you have enough income and credit score, you want to move up that tier ladder as soon as possible. Now, there's one thing that we do have to note about grocery credit cards, at least in Canada. Mastercards are generally preferred over Visa, which is then preferred over American Express. And here's why. Visa and American Express, they don't consider Walmart groceries, but if you're using a Mastercard and shopping at Walmart supercenters, that's considered groceries. And of course, Costco in Canada only takes Mastercard. And since many Canadians get their groceries from Walmart supercenters or Costco, Mastercards are definitely the preferred choice. Starting off with the entry-level grocery credit cards. First, we have the BMO Cashback Mastercard or the BMO Student Cashback Mastercard. They're essentially the same thing. 3% cashback on groceries for the first $500 spent on groceries every single month. And then it drops down to 0.5%, which technically means that you don't have enough room for the gift card hack because $500 for groceries really isn't a lot. But for a student or somebody that just started their career, $500 limit on 3% cashback for groceries, that's pretty good. And plus, it's a Mastercard. You can shop at Walmart supercenters and that's considered groceries. An honorable mention is the Tangerine Moneyback Mastercard. You can choose 3 different categories for that 2% cashback and there's no limit. Next, let's talk about the higher tier credit cards that offer the best rewards for groceries. Again, if you have enough income and credit score, I would advise you to upgrade to one of these cards as soon as possible to help you out on your grocery bills. And of course, other bills as well. First, we have the MBNA Rewards World Elite Mastercard. 5 points per dollar spent on groceries, which includes Walmart supercenters because, well, this is a Mastercard. And each point is worth about 1 cent if you exchange it for e-gift cards. This flexibility makes the MBNA Rewards World Elite Mastercard one of the best grocery credit cards in Canada. And plus, it's a Mastercard. You can use this in Costco in Canada. Although you don't get the 5 times multiplier, which means this card really isn't ideal for Costco shopping. Okay, this card not only offers 5 points per dollar spent on groceries, but bro, you get a birthday bonus of 10% based on the points you accumulated the year before. That means it's up to 5.5% return on groceries. On top of that, they have a pretty nice 30,000 points sign up bonus worth about $300, and you get up to $80 for signing up using Great Canadian rebates. The only slight problem is that there's a spending limit for the 5x multiplier for groceries at $50,000. Then it drops down to 1 point per dollar spent on groceries. But come on, you're not going to be spending $50,000 on groceries every single year. That's assuming you're not crazy on snacks like I am. And that's easily enough for you to,
look at this dude.
Save on other bills. That's what I mean. Save on other bills. It also helps that this card has one of the best insurance coverages in Canada. Some unique ones they offer are price protection, where you can get refunded the price difference if you find the item cheaper at another place, or if it becomes cheaper at a later date. Essentially, you'll never get ripped off. Next, of course, we have the American Express Cobalt card. Ah, the classic. 5x multiplier for groceries. And since Amex points can be transferred over to Aeroplan points at a 1-to-1 ratio, and each Aeroplan point can be worth up to 2 cents each. That means you're getting about a 10% return on groceries. However, there are some slight drawbacks for the Amex Cobalt card. First of all, it's an American Express. You can't use this card at Loblaw supermarkets. T&T, if you're Asian, I mean, they're also owned by Loblaw, so that makes sense. And Walmart doesn't count as a grocery store. Essentially, you're left with slightly more expensive grocery options like Safeway or Save On Foods. On top of that, you only have a limit of $2,500 a month for that 5x multiplier for groceries and restaurants combined, which usually isn't a problem. It's still more than enough for your regular grocery shopping as well as other savings as well. And another thing is that the $12.99 a month is slightly higher than other credit cards within the same tier that charges around $120 to $150 a year. Last but not least, to get the maximum value, you have to transfer your points to Aeroplan, which means you have to use your points to travel. I mean, it's just not as flexible as gift cards or statement credits, though technically you can exchange your Amex points for statement credits at 1 cent each. But you're losing value that way. It just seems like it's a waste to do that. Now, here's an honorable mention: the RBC Ion Plus Visa. Only if you pair it with the RBC Avion Visa Infinite. Okay, it's a little bit confusing, so here's how it works. The RBC Ion Plus Visa by itself is a pretty weak card. I reviewed it a couple weeks ago and I didn't grade it a high score. And that's cause the Ion Plus points are worth at most 1 cent each. However, if you also own the RBC Avion Visa Infinite, you can transfer the Ion Plus points to Avion points, which is worth about 2 cents each when you redeem it for travel, which means you're using the Ion Plus Visa to pay for your groceries to get that 3 times multiplier, transfer the points over to Avion points, and that gives you about a 6% return on groceries if you redeem it for travel. On top of that, it seems like once in a while, RBC does a 30% transfer bonus, which means you can technically get up to 7.8% return on groceries. The problem is that will mean that you would need to own 2 credit cards. Ion Plus costs $48 a year, whereas Avion Visa Infinite costs $120 a year. That's a grand total of $168 a year, which is a lot for a credit card. Well, 2 credit cards. And there are other slight downsides too, because in general you're going to be using the Ion Plus Visa to pay instead of the Avion Visa Infinite, because well, the Ion Plus Visa has the multipliers, which means less credit limit, because the Ion Plus Visa is technically more entry level, which means worse credit utilization and, you know, worse insurance coverages. I mean, the Ion Plus Visa and the Avion Visa Infinite combo can be its own future video, but this is a great hidden feature for the Ion Plus Visa that not many people know about. I found this out from one of my viewers and did some research online. Of course, there are other credit cards that offer 4% cash back for groceries. You know, CIBC Dividend Visa Infinite or Scotiabank Momentum Visa Infinite, but based purely on the groceries category, those cards come secondary to the other credit cards I mentioned in this video. Of course, the Scotiabank Momentum Visa Infinite is still one of the best credit cards in Canada. To find out why, click here. Here's the thing, even though groceries is the most important category, it shouldn't be the main deciding factor to determine if a credit card is good for you. Although most credit cards that offer pretty good rewards for groceries tend to have pretty sick rewards for other categories as well. For example, MBNA Rewards World Elite Mastercard also offers 5x multipliers for restaurants. Same with the Cobalt card, 5x multipliers for restaurants. And remember, Mastercards are preferred because they consider Walmart Supercenters as groceries. So you want to consider all of that to determine the best grocery credit card for you. And I did that a couple months ago, which is why I cut up my Cobalt card. I know, even though it's one of the best credit cards in Canada, it just wasn't for me. Anyways, that's it for today. Do you think I missed any credit cards? Leave it in the comments down below. And if you learned something from my video, please consider a like and sub. It just helps the YouTube algorithm push my channel to more Canadians in need of tips for Canadian personal finance. And if you're new to the channel, I make financial tips for Canadians in my long form content and financial comedy in my shorts. Thank you all, and I'll see you next time.